one more.
Demande si il y a 20-25 personnes en plus au brunch, est-ce que c'est jouable quoi.
Ouais, ouais.
Parce que...
Attention, tu mets les pieds. Vu qu'il y a des petites rigoles. Hier, en rentrant du Silfa, elle a voulu essayer de trouver Croziflet here, Saint-Marcelin fondue there, and you here, and beer.
Bon appétit.
잘 먹겠습니다. Hello YouTube. We are waiting the bus to go to. Nee, we eat pasta. Can't wait to eat pasta.
Mamma
Yeah.
This is my last trip, and I'm not married, single.
Me too. By the way.
So are you excited? Enjoy your last single trip.
I don't know what it means.
Just.
Because I'm with you, so.
But still, not married, celibate.
Okay. I'm still single.
Which bus? I hope the bus is coming on time. Wish me good luck.
Yeah, freaking cool.
Torino, and it's my shorty but still very bright. Yeah, I hope Thomas is not doing something stupid. I think he's doing something. The beef tartare with the hazelnut mayo.
Super 힘들어.
Super 힘들어.
We have to climb up this after eating.
Yeah.
Not a good idea. Yeah. And somewhere there, supposed to have Mont Blanc somewhere. I'm Italian, baby. Welcome to my home. Petito. Let's go. Such a big ham.
아이씨.
아이씨.
죽을래?
죽을래?
No.
We will go. We need to go to grocery in Turin to buy some hazelnut paste and I don't know, or some other foods.
Mr. T is a P.
Yes, I'm ready.
Are you ready to see your duke or your king?
I'm ready to see my hometown. Oui.
In her story.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mayonnaise with hazelnut. Maybe I can buy from here.
Day 3 and the last day in Turin.
Yep.
We are going to La Bazza Museum. La
Yay.
Bazza.
Coffee museum. Wow. So happy. I love coffee.
Happy.
I love coffee as much as I don't love you. See?
Bonjour monsieur, qu'est-ce que vous voulez? Qu'est-ce que je vous sers?
No, nothing. Here we close the coffee. Hop. Hop.
Ah. Ah. Ah.
So this one is your favorite.
Nice.
Coffee taste.
It's coffee.
Coffee mousse and chocolate at the end. Chocolate there. In case to know what's the pin versus pin.
Grazie.
Yay! 2.5. Good. 10 friends can drink 20 liters maybe. €7 really. And tomorrow I'm going to work.
I'm not. How was the trip?
Super nice. Quite short, but it does a lot of stuff. Good.
What was your favorite?
Maybe the castle, the Italian Versailles area.
Yeah, it was really good. Bye.